break is over and I'm going to give you some tips for school to actually get better grades without studying at all. The first and most important one is to figure out and work on your brain, to be mindful. The easiest way to fix this is meditate and journal, read, do some mind work to actually get yourself more conscious around the world, stare into nature, do breathing exercises, but the best one is, as I said, meditate. Why? Because you can get more conscious in your everyday-to-day life, so when you are actually sitting there in the class, you can focus a lot better, which is the second thing. Listen when you have classes. Yes, I know it's hard, not when it's fucking boring. You want to laugh with your bro, with somebody you're sitting next to. But if you don't want to study at home, just listen carefully to what professor says. So while he's talking about something, maybe you can take some notes for yourself. But the method I used to get A grades or 5s if you are in Europe is just listen to the professor while he or she is talking. So combining these two things, mindfulness and listening to professor, you don't need to study at home at all to have even straight A's. If you want to have straight A's, listen carefully at the class, be mindful, and when you come home, just read from your notebook just once the lecture you studied today in the school, and I can guarantee you'll remember everything for straight A's. You're going to improve your grades significantly. Also, very important thing, ask questions, because everything, the first two things I told you, and this one, to ask questions, it's all about just to pay more attention at the professor. So mindfulness, you work on your brain so you actually can focus a lot better, so you can remember better. Listening to a professor while he's talking and asking some questions makes you more interested in the lesson. And honest, I know it's fucking bullshit. The professor is talking about biology, about cells, about mathematics, physics, bullshit. You're not interested in that. I understand. I know from my own personal situation. You're not alone. This also means you need to actually be interested in what he's talking about. You actually need to be interested in your fucking sun, stars, whatever, in mathematics, in Pythagoras, whatever he's teaching you about. Just delude yourself. Act like act as you're interested in the lesson. Why? Because when you're listening in the class and you're improving your brain, when you go home, you're probably going to forget it. But when you need to remember it next time, when you're doing some tests or you're doing some tests, some quiz, maybe you're talking with the professor for the grade, you are going to remember these things a lot better. And when you just read yourself to remind yourself of the lesson, you're going to know it instantly. Just like read the whole lesson once, shortly, and you're going to know everything perfectly. That's why it is important to pay attention in the class, because when you're improving your mindfulness, your mental skills, and you're actually listening to professor, you can rewire that same class. You're going to remember the things way differently, way better. So when you actually need it, when you need to know it for some grade, for some testing, you're going to know it a lot better. You're going to remember it a lot better. You're going to learn it a lot better. There are two types of students, and you don't need to change it. It's just your own type. The first one is your professor says we have test on October 1st, so it's 30 days from now. First student, the first type, you're going to start preparing every day today. So every day you're reading, you're learning about it for a test, like for 30 minutes. So you're preparing weeks, months, maybe even, or just days before the test. And the second type is myself, like you don't give a fuck about the test at all. You just kinda know it when it is, and you're literally like 2 days before the test, 1 day before the test, then you're studying. The second part is not good for you if you haven't developed your mental skills. I'm not saying you're autistic, you're retarded. I'm saying this for tough. I'm saying this to actually help you. Meditate and work on your mental health because it's going to improve your grades. Why? Because when you read it one night away from the test, you're going to learn it and remember it a lot better than if you're just like jacking off, watching porn 24/7, playing video games, doing absolutely nothing for your mental health. Of course, you're going to have brain fog, you're not going to remember things properly. So work on your mental health so you can meditate, journal, read, do breath exercises, learn about mental health, spend time in nature, hug your parents, your girlfriend if you have one, hang out with your friends, and avoid bad habits as much as you can so you can work on your brain and listen to professors. And that's why it is best tactic to use the second one if you're that type of student, because you just save time. You're not wasting it in the school bullshitting. You can work on your business, you can work on your fitness, you can work on your mental health, as I said, improving it. You can spend more times in other parts of your life which you enjoy the most, and you can spend more time on the other classes you have. So improve your brain so you have a sharp, actually working brain, and then you can just read the whole lesson once or twice, 2 days before the test, or even we try to do 15 minutes before the actual class, like on the small pauses, 5-10 breaks between classes. Then I read and learn everything, and that's how I remember and get good grades without studying at all. Thank you, brother, for watching this video till then. Shortly, if you're interested in my code with my paid products, you can go ahead and check it out, link in the description. Go back to the show for more wow knowledge, and see you next video. Goodbye, brother.